Salve Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain, and after he had sat down, his disciples came to him. He began to teach them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the clean of heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they insult you and persecute you and utter every kind of evil against you falsely because of me. Be glad and rejoice, for your reward will be great in heaven." The Gospel of the Lord.
When I was a kid, not small kid, but a teenager in the high school, I took time one day to count the cents in the calendar. You know what I did again? I also counted the number of popes from St. Peter to the present Pope then, John Paul II. However, surprisingly, I got the number to be above 1,000. I mean the number of cents, canonized cents. It didn't occur to me then to get worried why we have so small number of cents, because I was thinking about heaven as our little chapel in the seminary, you know, as that the saints those in heaven have to come to mass. I was having the vision of heaven as a church, where people gather to worship God every day. That's the idea I have about heaven. So I never have the idea of global, heaven as large, as big, as something very expansive. So, but today, as I was reflecting on this, I was imagining how wrong I was then to think that only those canonized saints were those that were in heaven. And so today, we are honoring all, not just the canonized saints that were listed in the calendar and who remember from time to time as their feast day came up every day. But when we say all saints, the church means men, women, boys, girls, and even children, everyone whose lives are not conspicuous, are not known for any heroic manifestation or deeds. These guys today, they were not known for any powerful works of charity like we have Saint Mother Teresa or Saint Pope John Paul II. These guys were not known for any heroic deed. That does not mean they didn't do anything. On the contrary, these men and women certainly did good deeds. They did powerful, heroic deeds. They did things that have gone unnoticed or forgotten in the ages. So their good deeds like themselves were forgotten by men, by us, by the world. But as a matter of fact, because they were forgotten, we think They mean nothing. So to me, I can call the saints of today the saints anonymous. Yeah. They are not known. Their names are not written anywhere in the books on earth. However, their names have been inscribed in the eternal book of God in heaven. Like Psalm 139 told us, and Daniel chapter 12, that the names of all who did good were like shining stars. Their names will never be extinguished. And so they're never to be overlooked by God. So today tells us that God remembers every good thing we did. Even though we men, us, we forget them, God remembers them. God has rewarded them. God has given them life eternal with Him. And that is why we celebrate today, joining the heavens to acknowledge that there are saints we do not know. There are people we do not know whose names may have been forgotten, but they are in heaven. Which means, like the first reading said, there are countless number of them. There are many people in heaven. Many people, countless number of people, souls in heaven. What did they do to merit heaven? I will call them survivors. I will call the saints of today survivors. Why do I choose that name? From their lives on earth, I regard them as survivors because they have survived. What did they survive from? They survived from everyday trials. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, every day before you go to bed, ask yourself, what have I survived today? Where was I heroic today? Where was I outstanding today? If you do that, believe you me, you'll be surprised how many things you survive every day. I do not just mean physical dangers or harm to our body, but I mean damage to your souls that you avoided or that you won, victory that you won as a Christian, as a child of God. So I call these guys survivors because they have survived everyday trial that comes to our way. In the Beatitudes, Jesus Christ brought to light some of those everyday trials we go through. In the Beatitudes, what I see there is everyday challenges of our life that sometimes we come out victorious, sometimes we lose. But from today on, if you see those Beatitudes of Jesus Christ as opportunities of our lives, as opportunities to be holy, opportunities for sanctity, then you know that there are trials that we are meant to overcome, like the saints in heaven today. Jesus Christ said, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Every day of your life, I know that some people here, they thirst and hunger for righteousness. Think about that. Every day of our life, there are those who show mercy to people. Every day of our life, there are people who are peacemakers. These are opportunities for sanctity. Do not let them go by. Embrace them. They are the surviving things of our life. They are the victories we record every day that God takes notice. So everyday trial is what God counts in making us sense. Everyday activities we do that we become victorious, God takes note of them. But there's something common between us, the saints, I can call us the saints, between us who are still going through trials and then these saints in heaven that have overcome. What is common? Our responsorial psalm is what is common to us. These are the people that longs to see your face. These are the people that longs to see your face. That's a common attribute. Everyone who desires for holiness, who desires to live a life of sanctity, has longing for the face of God. And that's what distinguishes us and some people out there. We may not be so wonderful in doing good deeds. We may not be so excellent in being holy. But what is the motivating factor is that you have this longing to see the face of God. My brothers and sisters, may we hold this desire in our heart every day, that one day we shall see the face of God. Let that be our longing. Let that be our desire. Let that be our everyday hunger, that we one day will see the face of God. St. John, in the second reading, put it this way. He says, we shall see God as he is, because we are God's children. All who has this hope, all who has this desire, all who has this longing, will keep themselves pure as God is pure. That's the challenge. The longing for God will make us to aspire to sanctity, to holiness. I leave you with this thought in this story. One day, a man was crossing a bridge. It was a narrow wooden bridge, and the man was scared to cross this long wooden bridge. He was scared. Could this bridge give way, give in, and I will fall? He looked back and told God, can I hold your hand so that I may not fall? God said, no. You will not hold my hand. I will hold your hand. The man asked him, what's the difference? God said, the difference is, if you hold my hand, something might happen and you will let go. But if I hold your hand, nothing will make me to leave you. My brothers and sisters, if you want to be a saint, if you want to achieve your longing for God, let him hold you every day of your life. Allow God to hold you. The problem is that we want to hold God so that when it is difficult, we let God and run for our lives. But where are you running to? When it's difficult, we say, God, wait, I am coming. But when God holds you in difficult times and in good times, be assured he is holding you, and he will never let you go. May God bless us, because one day, our longing for God will be satisfied, for we shall see God face to face. We shall be in heaven, rejoicing.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquam merum isti portare, alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, alleluia, ora pro nobis Deus,